I was out for a morning walk when I came across a Good Samaritan who was calling 911 on behalf of a young man who was unresponsive and turning blue on a Potrero Hill street corner. I remembered that I carry a box of Narcan in my car, and I was able to administer it as we waited for the fire department to show up. Here's video of first responders on the scene after the young man was starting to wake back up. They loaded him into the ambulance and gave me a replacement box of Narcan. It's a medicine that helps reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Today, this patient will not be added to the grim tally of fatal accidental overdoses this year that is already looking to set a record we don't want. According to numbers released from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner's Office, last year 712 people died from overdose. That's the black line you see on the graph. The colored lines show the kinds of drugs involved. Blue stands for fentanyl, which is involved in over 500 of last year's ODs. So far, from January to April of this year, the preliminary numbers show that we've already had 252 deaths, which is 70 more than during the same period last year.
We need to have people out on the street. We need to get people into treatment. We need to stop the fentanyl. We need a huge coordinated response on this. And it hasn't happened, and people keep dying.
Many of those deaths happened in Supervisor Matt Haney's district. He's pushing legislation that would require city contracted shelters and SROs to have Narcan accessible and overdose prevention protocols in place.
I was just shocked to find out that we have SROs where a huge number of people have died in city contracted or city run facilities where the people aren't trained, there aren't protocols in place, there's not necessarily Narcan available. I mean, that is not what it means to treat this as an epidemic.
Another idea in the works, Mayor London Breed is looking to launch a street overdose response team that would provide follow-up care for people who survive opioid overdoses and try to get them on the road to recovery. Maureen Kelly, KRON4 News.
Boy, good thing Maureen was in that neighborhood when that happened.